Why do some men get remembered after one conversation, while others try for months and still get overlooked? Here's the Stoic truth most men miss. Women don't fall for words, they fall for presence. And 99% of men are too busy proving, chasing, or reacting to realize. The real attraction begins when you stop trying to impress and start being fully centered. It's not about saying the right thing. It's about the way you make her feel safe without submission, seen without flattery, and intrigued without effort. Right now, most men are loud, fast, and emotionally unstable. But the Stoic man, he listens more than he speaks. He moves with stillness. He makes her feel something rare, calm in a chaotic world. If you're ready to master what 99% of men never understand, like this video, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment. I attract through stillness, not struggle. Number 1. Why calm confidence is the most underrated form of male attraction. There's a kind of man who walks into a room and instantly changes its temperature, not with his voice, wealth, or looks. He doesn't demand attention, he simply commands it, through stillness, through presence, through an energy that says, I don't chase, I choose. Most men never learn this. They're too busy chasing what they've been taught to value. Flashy clothes, loud opinions, external validation. But the truth is, the most irresistible form of male attraction doesn't shout. It whispers through composure. Imagine this: a storm rages in the world around him. Chaos, opinions, expectations. But he stands like a lighthouse, unmoved. He's not cold, he's centered. That's what calm confidence looks like. And to a woman attuned to real depth, it's magnetic. Because in a world of men who constantly seek attention, he's the one who doesn't need it. And that makes her wonder, who is he? The Stoics understood this kind of strength. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The tranquility that comes when you stop caring what they say, or think, or do. Only what you do." Calmness isn't passivity, it's focused power. It's not the absence of emotion, it's the mastery of it. And that mastery speaks louder than any performance. A man grounded in Stoic calm doesn't seek love through persuasion, he creates it through presence. He doesn't text 5 times in a row. He doesn't panic when she's distant. He remains whole, because he was whole before she entered his life. Here's the paradox most men don't understand. The more you try to get her attention, the more you lose her respect. But when you bring peace instead of pressure, she feels drawn to you. Not because you're chasing her, but because your self-control signals security. This isn't about pretending, it's about practicing. Stillness, self-awareness, being okay with silence, watching your emotions instead of letting them run the show, letting your actions reveal your depth rather than your words fill the space. In love, women don't just want charm, they want grounding. And the man who doesn't flinch when things get uncertain, who can sit with discomfort without reacting, becomes unforgettable. So ask yourself, are you chasing validation, or are you cultivating presence? Because when your calm becomes your power, you stop needing to prove. You simply become. Comment below, my presence speaks louder than my words. Number 2, stop chasing love. The Stoic truth about attraction. From movies to music, society drills one idea into a man's mind. If you want love, chase it. Show her you care. Text her good morning every day. Buy flowers, give compliments, plan grand gestures. Do whatever it takes to prove your worth. But here's the harsh truth. The more you chase, the more you signal that you lack. Neediness doesn't attract love, it repels it. Not because women don't want to be wanted, but because they want to feel safe with a man already grounded in his value, not seeking it from them. This is where Stoicism draws a clean line between illusion and truth. Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." When it comes to love, her feelings, her responses, her choices, these are outside your control, but your focus, discipline, and presence are yours to master. What most men call romantic is often desperation in disguise. It's not love when it says, "Please choose me so I can feel enough." Real love begins when you no longer need validation to feel whole. And that's where true attraction begins too. A man who lives by Stoic principle doesn't chase. He moves with purpose. He makes his intentions clear, but doesn't beg. He offers connection, not for survival, but from overflow. And if she walks away, he lets her go, not with bitterness, but with clarity. I wanted you. I didn't. Women feel this deeply. They can sense when a man is seeking them to fill an internal void, and when he's inviting them into a life that's already rich, full, and steady. That's what makes her curious. That draws her closer. Not your pursuit, but your peace. The irony, the less you try to win her over, the more she feels safe to explore connection with you, because she knows you won't lose yourself trying to gain her. So the next time you think about overcompensating, stepping in to prove, chase, impress, pause. Ask yourself, am I acting from confidence or fear? And remember, in a world where men are taught to chase love, the man who doesn't, who simply is love, becomes impossible to ignore. Now, speak out and comment below. I don't chase love, I attract it through presence. Number 3. Why stillness speaks louder than words in the presence of a woman. She watches how you react when the conversation gets uncomfortable. She notices whether you interrupt or listen, whether you tighten your jaw or stay soft in silence. What draws her in isn't always what you say. It's the feeling your presence creates when you say nothing. There's a quiet kind of power most men overlook. It's not flashy, it's not performative. It's not built on trying to impress. It's simply this, the ability to remain grounded when others expect you to react. And that presence, it's magnetic. We live in a world that rewards noise, louder opinions, bigger gestures, more visible confidence. But the Stoic man moves differently. He doesn't rush to fill the silence. He lets it breathe, because he knows his presence alone is enough. And in that stillness, women sense something rare. Safety. Marcus Aurelius captured this perfectly. Be like the rock that the waves keep crashing over. It stands unmoved, and the raging of the sea falls still around it. The man who speaks calmly in chaos, who doesn't flinch when challenged, who listens fully before responding, he offers something modern relationships are starving for: emotional stability. Women are not looking for perfection, they're looking for presence. A man who can hold the weight of their words without collapsing into defense. A man who isn't reactive to every trigger, who doesn't need to win every conversation. A man who makes them feel more held, not more judged. This isn't about being emotionless, it's about being composed, about having the emotional maturity to choose response over reaction. And when you embody this, she doesn't just feel attracted, she feels understood, safe, respected. Because in a world full of noise, your calm becomes a sanctuary. So if you want to stand out, don't say more, feel more, listen more, lead more, through your energy, your tone, your restraint. Because the man who doesn't need to prove his power often has the most of it. Comment below. My calm is not emptiness, it's anchored strength. Number 4. Why emotional discipline is the masculine trait she trusts most. She's not watching how fast you text back, she's watching how you respond when things go wrong. She's observing whether you spiral into anger, retreat into silence, or remain centered, because what makes a woman stay isn't just attraction, it's emotional safety. And safety is built on one thing: discipline. Not the kind that suppresses feeling, but the kind that governs it, the kind that says, I feel this, but I choose how to act. That's the mark of a man who has matured beyond impulse. A man who doesn't just feel deeply, but handles deeply too. Stoicism isn't about being cold, it's about being composed. Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. That's emotional discipline in action. The ability to pause, reflect, and act from your values, not your wounds. She tests this, often without realizing it. A challenge here, a delayed reply there, a disagreement that could spiral. Not to destroy, but to see. Can you handle pressure without losing yourself? The men who yell, beg, guilt trip, or storm out fail not because they feel, but because they let their feelings own them. The Stoic man, by contrast, doesn't chase approval in conflict. He doesn't react to rejection with panic or manipulation. He respects her space because he respects himself. He chooses not to fight every battle, not out of weakness, but because his peace isn't up for auction. And what does that say to her, without a word? You can trust me. I won't drown when emotions rise. I'll stay steady. This steadiness is rare. That's why it's irresistible, because in a world full of emotionally volatile men, the man who responds instead of reacts becomes her refuge. Emotional discipline isn't about never feeling. It's about leading with strength, not ego. And when you do that, she doesn't just admire you, she follows your lead. So pause next time you're tempted to lash out. Explain yourself endlessly or react from fear. Breathe. Choose stillness, because that's what earns her respect and keeps it. Comment below, I lead with restraint, not reaction. Number 5. The silent strength that separates men from boys. Silence has become a rare currency in a world that demands instant responses and louder reactions. But to a Stoic man, silence is not absence, it's agency. It's not avoidance, it's authority. When everyone rushes to react, he waits. He listens. He chooses. And that choice, it makes him powerful. You've probably seen it. A man remains quiet during conflict, not out of fear, but out of control. He lets others speak emotionally, even insult him, and responds calmly, not because he's weak, but because he understands something deeper. Not everything deserves his energy. This is where Stoicism shines brightest. Seneca said, "No man was ever wise by chance." Wisdom is cultivated through restraint, through watching your own emotions rise and letting them pass before you act, through seeing a provocation and deciding, this is beneath me. To the immature man, silence feels like submission. To the Stoic, silence is his most commanding voice. Women feel this deeply. In a man who can pause, breathe, and not escalate, she senses something rare: leadership. Not the kind that needs to dominate, but the kind that anchors. Because when a man is silent with intention, she doesn't feel ignored. She feels protected. This doesn't mean never speaking up. It means knowing when to speak and when to hold back. It's recognizing that power isn't in proving yourself. It's in needing nothing to be proven. When a woman argues, tests, or reacts emotionally, she's not always looking for a solution. She's looking for your response. Not the one that comes from ego, the one that comes from stillness. And when you answer with grounded silence, firm but calm presence, and energy that says, I see you, but I will not abandon myself to meet your storm, you become unforgettable. In love, silence isn't absence, it's gravity. And when you learn to wield it with strength and wisdom, your presence will say what no words ever could. Now speak out and comment below. My silence holds more weight than reaction ever could. Number 6. Inner stillness is the real flex, and women feel it instantly. You can't fake inner peace. You can mimic confidence, rehearse lines, flex wealth, but stillness? It comes from something deeper, something unshakable, and when a woman meets a man who has it, she knows, instantly, not from what he says, but from what he doesn't need to prove. Stillness isn't the absence of motion, it's the refusal to be moved by what doesn't matter. It's the man who doesn't flinch when ignored, doesn't beg when tested, and doesn't chase what walks away. Not because he's heartless, but because he knows his value isn't on trial. Marcus Aurelius said, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his soul." That retreat? It's what she feels when she's with you. Not chaos, not noise, not the need to perform. Just the rare calm of being with someone who isn't ruled by the world. Inner stillness is the real flex, because it can't be bought. It can't be faked. It's cultivated by facing yourself, sitting in discomfort, letting go of what you can't control, and choosing your response repeatedly until it becomes your nature. In romantic connection, this shows up as stability. She may push, test, or question, not to break you, but to find the boundary. And when she meets a man who doesn't swing with her mood, who can remain soft and strong at once, her respect deepens, her attraction intensifies, because she's not used to that kind of masculine energy. It calms her nervous system. It whispers, "You're safe now." Stillness doesn't mean doing nothing. It means doing everything from a place of calm. No scrambling, no explaining, no performing, just being. Whole, rooted, and undisturbed by rejection or praise. You want to stand out? Stop trying to impress. Start anchoring yourself. Because stillness is power, and in a stormy world, it's the most attractive trait a man can offer. Now comment below. I carry peace, not performance. Number 7. How to begin walking the Stoic path, one choice at a time. Becoming the Stoic man women respect and desire doesn't start with reading a book or quoting Marcus Aurelius. It starts with the smallest moment, when someone says something that irritates you, and you pause before responding. When you're tempted to react emotionally and instead choose silence. When your ego wants to defend, but your wisdom chooses dignity. That is the real beginning. You don't need to master Stoicism overnight. Stoicism isn't mastered, it's lived, breath by breath. One intentional decision after another. One shift in energy at a time, and that starts with one question. Is this worthy of my energy? Most men waste their energy proving themselves, chasing validation, or reacting to things they can't control. But the Stoic man pulls back, he conserves, he focuses only on what is his thoughts, his choices, his presence. Seneca said, "No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself." Your discipline is proven in discomfort, in being rejected without folding, in being misunderstood without unraveling, in feeling anger but choosing not to become it. So, how do you begin? Start your day with intention. Read one paragraph of wisdom. Journal for 5 minutes. Ask yourself, who do I want to be no matter what happens today? Breathe before speaking. When emotions rise, pause. Let silence do the first talking. Detach from outcome. Speak your truth, but let go of how it's received. You control effort, not result. Guard your time and energy. Stop engaging with what drains your spirit. Choose depth over drama. And above all, live in a way that reflects your values, not your moods. That's Stoicism, that's strength. You don't need to shout your transformation, just begin it. Quietly, consistently, and in time the world and the women around you will feel it. Comment below. I build my strength in silence, one choice at a time. Number 8. Calm, purpose and control. The new definition of masculine power. Forget the loud gestures. Forget trying to prove you're alpha in love and in life. The man who truly stands out today isn't the most dominant or dramatic. It's the one who holds himself calm, lives purposefully, and masters his emotional world. That's what real power looks like now. That's what women feel but rarely articulate. The magnetic pull of a man who is anchored. He doesn't talk over her to show confidence. He doesn't chase to prove desire. He doesn't react when she pulls away, because he knows presence speaks louder than pressure. This man isn't obsessed with being chosen, he's focused on becoming. And ironically, that's why he gets chosen. Stoicism isn't a shield from love, it's the foundation of it. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." In romantic relationships, that means owning your emotions, not outsourcing them. It means leading not by control, but by clarity. And it means offering safety, not through dominance, but through grounded presence. Women crave that space, the space to be soft, expressive, even chaotic, and know the man beside them won't crumble, won't react, won't make it about him. Because he's already full, already steady, already self-led. That's what calm masculinity does. It creates safety without needing submission. It draws love without ever begging for it. And it commands respect by simply being consistent without asking for validation. When you live with intention, when your days are aligned with your values, your words match your actions, and your presence radiates restraint, love doesn't feel like a battlefield anymore. It feels like peace. That's what Stoicism brings to your relationships and to your life. Not emotionless indifference, but powerful emotional control. Not detachment from others, but deeper connection to self. So if you want to be magnetic, don't shout, don't chase, don't perform. Be calm, be disciplined, be purposeful. And watch who's drawn to the fire that doesn't burn, it warms. Comment below, I lead with calm and purpose, not control. You came here looking for a tactic, but what you found is a principle. The less you need her to respond, the more she feels your power. Most men try to get attention. Stoic men command it without trying, not through dominance, but through emotional mastery. When you stop chasing reactions and start anchoring your energy, she leans in, not because you forced it, but because your presence makes her feel something her ego can't explain and her body can't ignore. This isn't about game. It's about gravity, and gravity only exists in those who know how to hold their frame. If you're ready to shift from noise to noticeability, like this video, subscribe and comment. I lead through calm, and that's what she remembers. Stay composed, stay detached, because the rarest men aren't loud, they're unforgettable.